Ladies and gentlemen, football is back. The Hall of Fame game is tonight between the Chargers and the Lions. If you're betting it, like I am, go down in the comments, let me know. But the rumor videos are also back. Should the Patriots sign Christian Wilkins? Welcome to Patriots Today by Chat Sports. I am your host, Brett Alper. The Patriots had a walkthrough practice today for day 8 of camp, so there's not many takeaways from today, but we'll get into that on the back half of the show. But before we get anything started, I just want to say shout out to all of the Patriots fans. Shout out to everybody that supports this channel. We hit 27,000 subscribers today, and that's a big milestone for this channel. When I took it over back on May 1st, we had just over 25,000. Now we're at 27. So thank you all for supporting this show, supporting me as the new host. And now I got a new goal. Let's get to 28,000 people. So go ahead, hit that sub button if you want up-to-date every single day news and rumors surrounding the New England Patriots. So about a week ago, no, it was a week ago, it was July 24th, Ian Rappaport tweeted this: the Raiders are releasing standout defensive tackle Christian Wilkins, the prize of free agency after one season. He had a 5-year, $110 million contract. He was dealing with a serious foot injury, and the Raiders wanted to have him get surgery, and he said, I ain't doing it. I am not doing it at all. So when I saw this a week ago, it was a bit of a shock to me. I was like, dude, he's on a $100 million contract, and they're getting rid of him after one season. There has to be more to that. Well, that's when some more details started to come out. And we saw it, some of the rumors from, some of the reports from our Raiders Report host, Mitchell Renz, came out all over Twitter. And then Adam Schefter went on Pat McAfee, and he talked about the biggest rumor out of all, and it was that he was not getting along with his teammates. And there was an incident that happened, and then Adam Schefter said this on the Pat McAfee show, that Christian Wilkins playfully went to kiss a teammate on the top of his head, and that player took offense, and that's what everybody has been dancing around. So that was pondered the question on everybody. A lot of people, some people were hitting me up in the DMs on Twitter, on Instagram, saying, should the Patriots go out and get Christian Wilkins? And I thought to myself, no, just no. But why am I making this video? Well, because I was snooping around while I was going out looking for Hall of Fame game odds for betting, and I saw on BetOnline Wilkins' next team odds. And if you see at the top right there, the New England Patriots are the favorite at plus 400. So what that means, if you bet $10 on him to be a New England Patriot, if he ends up signing the contract, you win $40. And then the next favorite team is the Lions, the Cardinals, and then a reunion with the Miami Dolphins. And you're thinking to yourself, okay, well, that doesn't mean anything. Well, we all know the Patriots wanted Wilkins last season, didn't end up getting him. But Mike Vrabel talked about it at practice, and this is where it started to kind of rise a little bit in the rumors. He said, I think we'll have a conversation about signing him. This is something that's pretty new, so I don't have all the information where Christian is. I know Christian. I recruited him when he was up in the area in Connecticut and going to high school. This is when Mike Vrabel was an assistant at Ohio State. So I'm sure that we'll have a conversation. And that's when I was just like, okay, so they're going to consider this. I don't think they can consider this. I like where the Patriots defense stands on how it is, but obviously it's a week now, but I don't think that they were going to sign him 2 days after getting cut. This was a process. We're in the middle of training camp right now. Preseason is right around the corner, but I think they're still kind of having conversations on if they should add another defensive tackle. I'll ask you guys, though, before I get into what I think and what the Patriots should do. Should the Patriots try and sign Christian Wilkins? Go down in the comments right now. Type S for sign or type P for pass. For me personally, I'm good. As Colin Cowherd would say, LeBron, we're good. You can stay back. We're good. We're on. Ben Simmons. No, that was just a horrible take by Colin. But still, I'm good on Christian Wilkins. And there's multiple reasons why I'm not going with Christian Wilkins. Moose, I will tell you right now, as before we pull up the stats, if you go and read only that and type LV after his name, those stats will his picture will pop up. But overall, like, it's not worth it for the Patriots to go in and go out and sign a guy like Wilkins. Yeah, he would help this defense tremendously, but with everything that's going on, it just does not work out. But the stats don't lie. He is a great defensive tackle for this team. I mean, if you see, like, in 2024, yeah, he didn't have the greatest season with 5 games played. In 2023, though, 9 sacks, 65 tackles with Miami. Year before, almost 100 tackles, 16 for loss. Like, this is a great player when healthy. But when you get and go out and you get a guy like Mike Vrabel, and you know how he is, there's way more cons to signing Christian Wilkins than there are pros to signing him. It's a pro. Yeah, he would bolster this team completely. But when there's cons, do we know if he's completely healthy? If the Raiders were just going to go out and get rid of him because of the foot injury and also the off the field, well, it's not even off the field stuff, the locker room stuff, you have Mike Vrabel as your head coach, a guy that does not do anything that's, if you are a nonsense coach, which Mike Vrabel is, do you want to bring someone in like that? I don't think so. It was a big drama with Stephon Diggs, and he proved that that was one-time incident. If this has been an ongoing with Christian Wilkins throughout his entire tenure with the Raiders, and they were just that easy to get rid of a player that quick, there's got to be something there, and I wouldn't take a chance because the Raiders, they're not the best franchise, and if you're going to get rid of a star player like him, there's high question marks. And then look at the defensive tackle depth chart. You have Milton Williams, Christian Barmore. You could either put Keon White on there. You could put him as a defensive tackle. You could put him on the edges, but you just have so much depth there. Like Kairos Tonga, he's actually been kind of looking good at training camp, which I don't think he's going to get many reps during the season, but still, there's enough depth. Stick with what you have. Stick with what you have because you do not need anything. You do not need a player when you have Barmore, Milton Williams, K'Lavon Chaisson, who has been absolutely incredible at camp. I'm sticking with what we have. Christian Wilkins, hope the best for you, my guy. Maybe you can stop doing a little weird stuff in the locker room with your teammates. That's pretty much unconsented, but that's neither here nor there. But yeah, I'm not going to go out and sign him. I'm sure Vrabel had a talk with Elliott Wolf, and I'm 90% sure that nothing is going to happen with this. Now, on to our starting quarterback, the franchise guy who is yet to throw an interception during training camp, Mr. Drake Maye. Your jerseys are still on sale, and you can get yours today, 20% off, chatsports.com/Maye jersey. We'll have the comments and description of this video. You can get it in the home blues, you can get it on the away whites, or you can get it in my favorite, the throwback red. I have not gotten my Drake Maye jersey in red yet, so I think I'm going to use this link right here. It supports the show, and it also supports the Patriots. Chatsports.com/Maye jersey. Get yours today because I can guarantee you probably in a week, once we get preseason started, none of those jerseys are going to be on sale. To training camp we go. It was 8th day of training camp practice, and this time, I was a little disappointed when I woke up this morning and they were just going through a walkthrough. Tomorrow's practice, though, in Gillette Stadium. It's going to be fun. It's going to be exciting, and there's going to be a lot more fans that we see in Gillette than we saw just on the practice fields outside. But I got 3 takeaways. Just 3. It's a walkthrough. They're not going up one-on-ones. You're not going to have full-on team reps. Absences. And there was a little bit of absences that we saw. Mark Daniels, he tweets out every single practice who was absent, who was there, and we got some good news. Matt Collins returned. I don't know if you guys saw it on TikTok. He posted a TikTok during training camp of just alien conspiracies, because that's how Matt Collins is. But he showed up to practice, which I'm happy. Carlton Davis also returned to practice, and so did Joshua Farmer. And absent, though, Christian Gonzalez, Garrett Bradbury, Jelani Tavai, C.D. So, and Antonio Gibson. Now, the one guy I want to keep an eye on is Carlton Davis. And I saw someone on Twitter kind of talking about it, and he made the perfect point. Carlton Davis has played in one practice where it's not been a walkthrough. The Patriots have had 2 walkthroughs, and he has been limited in both of those. That is a little cause for concern because why hasn't he put the pads on? Why hasn't he been playing full reps? So I saw him back at practice today, But if he misses tomorrow's practice, and then we get to Monday where it's going to be padded, and he's not practicing, that's where you have a cause for concern. And oh boy, get ready, because he's already an injury-prone cornerback, and I want to see him on the field. And he's not played a full season yet in the last 5 years. He's always missing games, so that's something that you really have to take a look at, because if he's not ready for week one, hopefully, most likely, what we've seen is Christian Gonzalez is going to be ready, but we want to have both those guys, one of the best cornerback duos in the league. Second, we talked about it on yesterday's takeaways. It's the left guard spot. And we know, just straight up now, Jared Wilson is a starter. He has beaten out Cole Strange. And now we wonder, what is the center position going to be? Because Garrett Bradbury's out. He left practice. He's missed the last two. But you could see here from Doug Kyed that Jared Wilson has been locked in at left guard on today's walkthrough. It seems like he's going to be the starter, beating out Cole Strange, which, guess what? I talked about it and was right. Never wrong, just early. But that has me a little question mark. Is Cole Strange going to get cut? Because if you saw on that last tweet, Ben Brown was rotating in for center for Garrett Bradbury. Where's Cole Strange in all of this? He's supposed to be the backup center and now the backup left guard. But if he's not in either of those rotations, if Ben Brown is taking reps at him at center, what does that mean for Strange? They already declined his fifth-year option, so is he going to be cut? I think that's a great possibility, because Caden Wallace is also there. He's the backup left guard right now. And Cole Strange, I don't know where he's going to be at this point. So because of just the depth and how he's already lost his spot and he's not even rotating in with Ben Brown, who's just an average center, I think he might be on the chopping block, and we might see Cole Strange be cut by the start of the season. So I'll ask you guys, what do you think? Will Cole Strange be cut from the 53-man roster? Is he on the chopping block? Go down in the comments right now. Type C for cut or type K for keep. And my last takeaway, we got to talk about the undrafted free agents, don't we? Oh, yes, we do. We got to talk about the undrafted free agents. There's two of them that I've seen in particular, and that is my guy, Efton Chism, and my guy, Lan Larison. And we'll start off by talking about Lan Larison, and it was big for him, and it's unfortunate that we saw Brock Lampy go on IR, but Lan Larison, he's been getting in work, and you could see right here, 3 tweets from 3 different people at Patriots training camp. Mark Daniels, Antonio Gibson out. Lan Larison is working with the Patriots starters early in practice behind Ramondre. Where was Travion Henderson in there? I don't know. But Ethan Hurwitz, Lan Larison becoming a fan favorite. The UDFA running back has a large cheering section on the bleachers. They erupt whenever he rotates in. And then Evan Lazard, there's no competitive periods because it's a walkthrough, but some interesting depth chart stuff with Matt Collins back at wide receiver, and then Lan Larison was more involved. Now, with Brock Lampy out, going on the IR, which I think he was going to take Lan Larison's spot because the Patriots were going to involve a fullback in this Josh McDaniels type offense. You know that they always love their fullbacks. Now that they don't have one, I think that pretty much locks in Lan Larison as your 4th guy. You have Ramondre, you have Travion, you have Antonio Gibson, and there's also a possibility that Antonio Gibson could be traded, because if you're going to keep Lan Larison, who's a pass-catching back, and Travion Henderson, which is a pass-catching back, you have Ramondre, who is your downhill, hard-nosed running back, who has actually lost a ton of weight, which is surprising to me. I like the bigger Ramondre that has strong, but with those 4 guys, I think they might just keep Larison and have him make this team, and it's only because Brock Lampy is going on IR. And then let's talk about Efton Chism. I want to say that he's fallen behind, and it's kind of sad to see for me as the biggest fan of him, but he's fallen behind. A lot of the people saying that he's now on the chopping block with Keyshawn Boutte and Kendrick Bourne also locking in their spots. But you saw this, like he was talking to the media today. He's studying film of Danny Amendola because that's his kind of comparison, and he's having nightly sessions with Matt Collins. He also talked about it to the media today. He said, just for me personally, it's kind of anything I can do. If that's being on punt, running down on punt, running kicks, returning anything, even if I got a hold, be a 3-team holder, whatever it is, I kind of want to do that, to do my best of my ability. And I love that. He's like, yeah, I'm not just I'm not just a wide receiver. I can do all this. You want me to punt return? I'll go punt return. Kick return, special teams, whatever. Just be versatile. I know the Patriots love that about players. So if he can find his spot on this team, wherever it may be, he is going to do that. And who did we see do that back in the day? When we saw Julian Edelman return punts. We saw him play safety. We've seen him do it all. I kind of compare the two together, and I think Efton Chism is going to just, one way or another, find his way on this team. They got practice tomorrow at Gillette Stadium, people, and we're going to have you covered. So make sure you subscribe to the channel. And also, you want to hit me up in the DMs on Twitter. They're open because people were asking me if they should sign Christian Wilkins, and I told them flat out no. So go hit me up on Twitter @TheRealAlper, on Instagram @TheRealAlper. And as always, let's go Pats.